Guess what? We've made it to April. Woohoo! It might feel like the school year is taking forever, but the days are in fact passing by. Spring break is in a rearview mirror, and scenes of summer should be starting to pop up soon. At least, I'm hopeful it will stop snowing here in Wisconsin one of these days. I hope that this email finds you happy, healthy, and in a good headspace. I also hope that you find this edition's of 5 Good Things for Teachers helpful, inspiring, and fun. In this edition, you'll find my poetry resources, a text analysis one pager, wise words to use when you need to diffuse a situation with a student, a Caitlin Clark quote corrections activity, and a fun instrumental playlist. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Good thing number one, my poetry resources roundup. April is National Poetry Month. One thing I've found is the harder students roll their eyes when they hear the word poetry, the more they end up liking it. For real. Make planning your poetry unit easy cheesy with these ready to go resources. First up, I have some free figurative language posters. This item is a set of 7 posters to display in your room featuring the poetry techniques of alliteration, hyperbole, onomatopoeia, personification, similes, and metaphors. You could use them to introduce the techniques, giving the examples and letting the students define the technique, or as a writing tool and resource during student writing and work time, or you could use them to create a poetry bulletin board. Next up, a poetry format PowerPoint. This PowerPoint presentation features 6 different kinds of poems, including definitions, formats, and examples. The types of poems included are limerick, haiku, cinquain, free verse, concrete, and acrostic. A novel and verse playlist. I have 18 books and counting on my First Chapter Friday novel and verse playlist, and I'll be adding more this month. And finally, a novel format video. You can use this video to explain the difference between prose novels, novels in verse, and graphic novels. Examples and recommendations for each format are also included in the video. Good thing number two, a text analysis one pager. I've been making some upgrades and additions to the 2024 First Chapter Friday pack. One thing you may notice right away is that I've added QR codes to each student engagement worksheet. My hope is that this will make it easier for students to get to the videos when they are listening individually. I know there are all sorts of feelings around cell phones and earbuds in class, but if they are allowed in your school, you could use First Chapter Fridays as an opportunity to teach kids a fun and educational way to use their devices. Just scan the QR code with a camera app and boom, land directly on the YouTube video. Bypass the I was just searching it up or I got lost in my game on the way to the video comments and get right to the reading. Over the next few months, I'll be working to add the QR codes to the 2021 through 2023 First Chapter Friday student engagement worksheets as well, so stay tuned. I've also added a new one pager that you can use with any First Chapter Friday read aloud or any text, really. I think this would be especially fun to use with this week's First Chapter Friday video, Guys Read Funny Business, in which I shared the first page of 10 funny stories from an anthology. You could ask students to pick the story they thought was the funniest and complete the page. They can then share their responses so you can vote as a class as to what was the funniest one from the collection. I'm so excited that I've rediscovered this Guys Read series of books, and I can't wait to get more editions. There are thrillers, the sports pages, true stories, other worlds, and heroes and villains. And I plan to create similar videos for all of them. If you're interested in adding this series to your classroom, you can check it out here. I'll also be sure to put links for all of my First Chapter Friday resources, the annual packs, and the full bundle down in the video description box. Remember that I have other one pagers in each of those packs. In the 2021 pack, I have reflection sheets and sketch notes. In the 2022 pack, a bingo board and book cover comparison worksheets. 2023 pack includes mindfulness minute coloring sheets that are reading themed, and then again, if you want all of the goodness, you can grab the bundle. Links for everything are below. Good thing number three are wise words. As a teacher, we're often faced with the trials of solving problems on the spot. Rarely are we given the opportunity to fully process a situation we are asked before we're asked to offer words of advice, diffuse a temper, or reroute a disaster. For me, having go to phrases, words that simply pop into my head and out of my mouth, seemingly of their own volition, is a saving grace. For example, one of my favorites is, tell me more. It asks the child to give more information and context and gives me time to figure out what I'm going to do about it. It also asks the child to dig a little deeper with their thinking. This is a line I often use with my own kids at home when they're telling me about their day, so it doesn't always have to be in a problematic situation. The best thing about this particular phrase is that it can be applied to a wide variety of scenarios. Another one I learned from my mother in law is, "That must have been hard for you." It validates the feelings of the person while expertly sidestepping any judgmental comments. Below, you'll see a few more phrases and questions to ask students that I've recently seen posted on Instagram. Tell me something you do know that might be helpful. It's all right to need help. Are you stuck or are you thinking? Ask a student to share a boring fact. It can be a lot of pressure to come up with an interesting fact, but ask them to share a boring fact about themselves and you'll definitely learn a lot more about them. Or if you hear my voice, take a deep breath. It's a lot better than having students shout at you when you ask them to pay attention. To help you make the most of these wise words, I've made you a printable that you can hang near your desk. The more familiar you are with these phrases, the easier they'll be to implement in the moments you need them. Good thing number 4, Caitlin Clark quote corrections. Goodness, try to say that 5 times fast. Caitlin Clark quote corrections. Continue to lean into the basketball buzz with this punctuation practice worksheet featuring quotes by Iowa Hawkeye phenom Caitlin Clark. It was created by fellow teacher Brian Tolentino. The greatest thing, Brian gives away all his stuff for free. And if your students like this activity, he's got more where they came from, including the same activity using quotes from other female athletes like Simone Biles, Sabrina, I never know how to say her name, Sabrina Ionescu. That's not right, but you know who I'm talking about. She's a rock star too. And Serena Williams, as well as other celebrities and famous people in history. Ionescu? Maybe that's it. Benjamin Franklin, Amelia Earhart, Michael Jordan, Taylor Swift, Patrick Mahomes, MLK Jr., Kim Kardashian, Muhammad Ali, and more. Printables and videos that are great to use for correcting are both available for free, and I will put the link in the description box for you to check it all out. In case you missed my basketball resources that I shared last month, here are a few more quick links. I have a March Madness Basketball First Chapter Friday playlist and also a whole set of worksheets that go along with it for free. And then I also have March Madness trivia in video and printable form. So don't let this March Madness season pass you by without making the most of it in your classroom. And finally, good thing number 5, a fun instrumental playlist. I stumbled upon this playlist last week. When I need to do a deep dive into an extended work time, instrumental playlists are a go-to strategy. I didn't make this one, but it's definitely one I think your students will love. Here's what the video description box says. Searching for the ultimate distraction-free playlist to inspire your classroom? Look no further. This 2-hour mix of clean pop cover songs is the perfect background music for long study or work sessions. This playlist is the ideal music compilation for teachers and students in the classroom. These hit pop songs, composed as instrumental covers without vocals, provide the perfect background environment for peak focus and concentration. Recognizable hit songs by artists you love like Sia, Taylor Swift, Harry Styles, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Ed Sheeran, and many more. All right, teacher friend, that's what I've got for you this time. If your wish list includes something you didn't find in this lineup, hit reply and let me know what I can create or curate for you. But for now, I'm going to sign off. Sending you all the energized and happy vibes you deserved, Amanda. P.S. I tossed my hat in the ring for America's favorite teacher. Voting for round 1 ends today. Will you cast one vote for me, pretty please? Thank you in advance. And if you want to say thanks for all the good things I send your way and fuel future content creation, you can click the coffee link in the video description box below to buy me a virtual cup of coffee, which is almost as good as the real thing. I'll see you again next time, y'all. Happy reading and happy teaching.